Thank you once again for joining us on this show. Tinogara tichitaura mazuva ese kuti hakuna zuva remahara. Hakuna zuva remahara. Every day rakasikwa naMwari kunogara kuchitori nehombe dzinenge dzakavhurwa dzinenge dzisingobuda, exposure after exposure after exposure. Right, akuda langa lamahala every day zikhala zisizwa vele indaba ezishokayo sibili ezimahalisa. But because we are in a time very critical to the end of oppression. Shocking salaries and allowances in the Mafume-Run Harare Council reviewed. Just imagine kuti ukanzwa mari dzavari kuhoresana varume ava, you'll be shocked. Kuti zvofamba sei? How does that work? If you look at Harare, ukatarisa zviri kuitika muHarare, you won't like it. I'm telling you, the dilapidated Harare city is a pathetic sight. But as if the council is broke, as if the council haina mari, but council ine mari yakatowanda. Zvokutoti kana nana ED nevana vake neZANU-PF vanotoona kuti Harare ine mari, saka tinofanira kutoita madhiri ekuisa vana pomona tichisa maambulance ana nhingi munochanzi muno mumwe kudi uya vachita zvizvo zvavari kuita zvazvo. All those deals dzavari kuita nema-land barons and so on, it is because they know kuti Harare ine mari. But when you look at this condition of the city, ndo paunonyatsoona wega kuti so Satan mureve wenhema. Yeah, it's not only Harare, of course. All cities generally they are down. I wish mari iri muHarare deyanga iriyo mari iri kubulawayo we could be better, because at least I think Coltat is trying. He's trying his best. Hatinzi kwedu any funny stories about corruption and so on, or open corruption. Say atinoona edu inoitikana naMafume. So you would find that Jacob Mafume is talking about my salaries emu Harare City Council, and you will not believe mari dzavari kupana navarume ava when nyika ichitambura, nyika ichisafa, and the city dying every day. Even vachitaura mari dzakaita seidzidzi.
The town clerk was the highest, 27,000 US
a month.
A month, yes. And
does that include any other perks, or it was just straight salary?
It was a gross figure. It then had 20
allowances.
Yeah, it then had allowances.
So approximately how much, if you look at those figures, 27,000 gross plus allowance, what did it come to?
Plus our allowances, it will come out to a huge figure.
Yes, what is the huge figure? What is the huge figure?
Can you hear that? Iye pachake anotoseka asati ataura, anotoseka iye pachake before ataura figure racho.
What is the huge?
Just imagine. Meaning kuti anotozviona kuti this is absurd.
What is the huge figure?
It would probably go into around 30,000 or thereabouts.
Just imagine. Varume ava zvavari kuita. Can you believe kuti this is the same Jacob Mafume when he was not yet a Chigananda? Paanga asati ava Chigananda ndi Mafume.
Zinara has had the money. Vehicle licenses, every motorist in Harare knows that they are not paying vehicle licenses to the city of Harare. They are paying to Zinara since 2009. And that money has been used to buy Lamborghinis. Has been used to buy cars. There is, you know that the director, yes, you know that the director of Zinara is being accused of having abused that money right now. The Zinara money was the one that was used to buy aeroplanes. At some point, we were told. At some point, it bought snow graders. No one has ever seen snow in Zimbabwe, but there people bought snow graders. So we cannot take care of roads when people are buying snow graders in an area where no one has ever seen snow, and that is Zinara. So the motorists of Harare And I need to explain this to the motorists of Harare.
Zinara is supposed to collect bills.
Motorists of Harare have got most of the cars. The Zinara money does not come back. That money the world over, which is used by vehicle licenses, is the money that repairs roads in all the cities. In Zimbabwe, we give it to Zinara. Zinara builds roads in game parks and does not build roads where it has taken the money. Then you have a situation of the water. Zinwa is the one that is supposed to build dams. The last dam for Harare was built in 1976. That is Manyame Dam. That was when the last built a dam for Harare. Now they are concentrating in building dams where there are crocodiles and the wild animals, which dams they don't even know what to use the water for. But when there are 3 million people since 1976, they have not built a dam. But you find people opening dams in game parks, in the deep of some of the areas and names you have never known. And no one knows what to use that water for. But here where we have people who are thirsty, in Chitungwiza, they last built a dam in 1976.
You see, right, courtesy of HSTV for that video. But what we are saying is, we are putting a comparison here. Yeah, Jacob Mafume. Kuti the Jacob Mafume that is of today, are the most one of my very corrupt councils. Harare is the same Mafume who was speaking during that time. So you know, character and integrity, those are leka as people of Zimbabwe. At one point, in a mind, yako iri focused. Like what the last Mafume that I played. What happens? The first Mafume that I played. Or who is our current Mafume Watana, the son of Roambira. Zinofamba say, kuhamba njani ukuthi umuntu akuquke from Jacob Mafume wakuqala lo Jacob Mafume wakathesi lo isilayo. So as long as singela character, singela you know, Ubuntu, or to the level where somebody stands by our principles act, then we have a big problem. Because the issue of principles is very important. You stand by your principles, you defend your principles, you become who you are as a nation because munenga mune principles that you uphold. But kana mukava so fluid kuti unongochinja wangwara uri kuflow chenda uko mangwara watochinja just because money has been presented or opportunity to you even by those vari kuuraya nyika. Tinosvika kupi nenyika yakadaro varume. Saka this is very shocking. Kana munhu one achitora $30,000 from Harare City Council a month. Unongochimboya kuchita basa rakanyanya kudii. Muri kunyanya basa rakadii. And then we want to look at my nurses. Amurku Badara, Muma hospitals, a council, you are paying them at $250. But a town clerk achipo at 30,000. How does that work? Varumeka, nyika yedu inorwadza ende nyika inoda Mwari. Zimbabwe inotoda kuti irambe chinamatirwa nokuti level yatasvika inotyisa yeutsinye neselfishness. And haina kwainotisvitsa kunze kungouraya nyika. Kusvikira varume ava vagwada mapasi ava vapushwa out, nyika yedu haimbofi yakaita nyika yakanaka. Let's meet in the next show.